saves lives. Enbridge lives. John 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 saves lives. Enbridge lives.
My name's John Bolenbaugh. I'm actually the whistleblower for the oil spill in Marshall, Michigan. I used to work as a subcontractor for Enbridge, and my whole family works for oil companies. My dad, my 5 brother-in-laws and brother, all my nephews, my cousins, everybody are foremen or up. Everybody is either an environmental coordinator, environmental inspector, foreman, everybody. I've been a I've been a foreman myself. The reason why I asked Valerie today to call all you people in Esperanza is because I heard about this. I know that you shouldn't be breathing this in. This should not be out here. When it rains, it can go into the river. It shouldn't be out here because the MSDS sheet says you're not supposed to breathe this stuff in. Right. So if it's out here and we have a storm or just a strong wind, that stuff is blowing into your neighborhoods. Your kids are breathing this stuff in, and it is toxic. You cannot allow this to be in your lungs. So I wanted today to come here because yesterday I actually had to go to the VA. I'm actually also a victim of the oil spill, not only a worker. I actually lived on the river within 1,000 foot of where the oil spill was in the river. I breathed in these chemicals for months, now years, because I've actually tried to expose the cover-up, and I've proven it now. It took me a long time to really prove it, but I've got EPA documents now, Enbridge documents. I have proved, as a union worker and a Navy veteran with a Bronze Star, that Enbridge has actually buried and covered up oil through subcontractors. Now, Enbridge, they'll always hire a subcontractor because their goal is to not get caught. If you remember right, they had almost 1,000 illegal immigrants working. Now, the reason why I make a big deal about that is 2 reasons. One, it's taking money away from our bad economy in Michigan. And 2, it is hurting the illegal immigrants. When the illegal immigrants work in these toxic spills, when they get sick, they can't complain. When they get hurt, they can't complain. And guess what? These companies put them in the worst situations without respirators, without any protection, and they can't complain. So that's why I am fighting also to help those illegal immigrants, because we don't want them used in these spills because their health is at risk. I believe that it's horrible what they're doing. They don't care if they pollute us, because nobody is going to sue about this. Nobody in this community has $200,000, $300,000 to go against these oil companies. That's why they can get away with it, because nobody's going to do anything about it. You guys being here today is getting a lot of attention, and it really helps. Thank you very much.
So I'm glad to see as many as out here today to protest. And it took this pound of Petco to bring people out. But I'm going to try to get the rest of my neighbors out, but they're senior citizens. They're senior citizens, and they're suffering, and they can't hardly make it out. But we need to stay together and to push this issue all the way up to the White House.
Yep. Hello, my name's Valerie. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. It was really short notice, and truly humbled and thankful for all the people that came out on such short notice to stand here with me and John Bolenbaugh and all the rest of the people in the community here to talk about this. I wanted to just say that this pile behind us is a direct byproduct of tar sands. The tar sands that the Marathon Refinery is refining. They're selling it all around the world. They're selling it all over to burn in coal plants. But it is a direct byproduct of the tar sands refining process, which is really, really toxic. This itself carries a lot of heavy metals, and when breathed in, it actually becomes a part of you. It never, ever leaves you. You breathe in these heavy metals, and they stay in your bloodstream.
We have been living with this all our lives. Many of our residents are sick.
I am a cancer survivor. My mother had cancer, my father had cancer. The whole Washington family, 8 in the house, all died from cancer. The husband died 1 week, the wife died 3 weeks later, stuff like that. Right now, we see several of our residents, the mother has cancer, the father has cancer, and the children have cancer. We have a high rate of respiratory diseases, and this comes from pollution. This right here, this is abomination against God and humanity. And I mean, what can we do? We have to keep protesting. We have to keep asking that state legislators listen. We have to continue to protest and march. We have to have laws and statutes changed because they're putting profits before human lives. We are not going to have clean air. We're not going to have clean water. We're not going to have clean land if we continue to let greed overshadow human life and the life of our animals and our plant life. And this is what our climate is based on.
Talked to Congressman Shower when he was in office, and we actually proved that Enbridge lied about the evacuation and how toxic it was.
And you'll have video at HELPPA. This video will be on...
Yeah, I'm going to make a video about today, and I'm going to go over and get some close-ups of the PEPCO.
Because some of these symptoms the doctors say are something else, or you don't go to the doctor, or you wonder why the hell you feel terrible, even though you take care of yourself. So it doesn't matter where you live. I want to be able to go somewhere and not have to check the wind direction every time. Or if I want to come down here and visit someone, and then I go home and all the good that I've done for my health is just wasted again.
They're refining so much of this here that this byproduct is going to be everywhere, and they are supposed to be containing it. It's not supposed to be. Yes, it's going to be. They're going to have piles of it everywhere because they're just refining too much of it. And it takes a minute to ship it. They ship it all over the world, and it's a lot dirtier than coal to burn. That's what they ship it for. They ship it so that they can burn it in coal plants all over the world. It's way dirtier than coal, but it's a lot cheaper. So Marathon makes a lot of money off of the dirtiest zip code in Michigan and the third most polluted zip code in America. We're going to build a movement that stands firm with the people that live here and says, no way, you can't kill us, you can't kill our families, you can't pollute the air so badly that we have to walk around with gas mask and face mask on.
Not only do we have the pipelines coming in from Enbridge, we hear a lot about the Keystone XL pipeline, which is why many of us here were in D.C. a few months back, or a month back, to fight the Keystone XL pipeline, which James Hansen, NASA scientist, said that if we tap into that carbon, that is essentially game over for the climate. And you've got Keystone XL pipeline going south, you've got Enbridge going from Canada all the way to the northeast. And what we have is, as I mentioned earlier, we've got about 15 years before we blow through that threshold of 565 gigatons, which is the peak we cannot go beyond. But why that number is important is that in current fossil fuel reserves, the amount of carbon that's stored in oil, coal, and gas was found by a group called the Carbon Tracker Initiative, worked with a bunch of UK financial analysts, and they found that in coal, oil, and gas, there's 2,795 gigatons of carbon. That's 5 times more carbon the atmosphere can handle, and although it's below ground technically, it's above ground economically. The future's already based on it, share price is sold on it. So we're in a situation where we have the challenge to address this, and we have the Enbridge pipeline coming right here through Michigan. They're building it as we speak. They're building an Enbridge pipeline that's going right through Michigan, through Oakland, Macomb, Wayne County. And there is efforts underway to do a blockade just like they're doing in Texas.
Keep him in mind.
We must take care of her.
Alright. Holla! Detroit in the house! There we go.
What is HELPPA.org?
HELPPA.org is honor environment, love people, protect America. And maybe if this gets big enough like Greenpeace or 350.org or Sierra Club, maybe I'll change that to all. Because I want to stop all tar sands and all fracking. Those are two of the most hazardous substances or methods of trying to get resources that we really don't need. And it's polluting our water. And basically HELPPA.org is fighting for our water. It's investigating the truth. It's exposing the truth with video proof. And we're finding tumors in the fish now in the Kalamazoo River 3 years after the spill, and fish are full of oil. That's what I'm fighting for, because they're being told they can eat those fish. And obviously, if they do, they're going to get cancer 10 years down the road, and they're going to die. And I don't care about the death threats. I don't care about me getting sick down the road. I already know I'm going to lose 15, 20 years of my life if I'm not assassinated before then, because of the chemicals I've been in from proving this. But I didn't do this for me. This isn't about me. This isn't about John Bolenbaugh. This is about you, and you, and you, all of you that are here today. This is about all of you. And that's what I'm fighting for. That's why I'm risking my life for this.